And you have to love decks like that with that versatility.
You think about it like a season ago, and the reason that Taunt Warrior struggled is because stuff like Cobalt Scalebane was one of the premier cards that you used in aggressive strategies. That's like the one thing that Taunt Warrior really struggles to is stuff like Cobalt Scalebane. It makes the small stuff bigger, and it's just a big thing itself. Your taunts don't hold the same weight against cards like that. And so when everything's trying to go, you know, wide on board and then protect it and punish you, it's very different and much harder to do. For Flo, you know, winning this game is... Golly, I'm trying to even think of how it happens.
And I love this. Did you see the old school play coming out from Flo here? Not pinging on turn 2, just to play around Amnesia's Battle Rage. that takes me back, Admirable. Takes me back to the old days.
I don't see a Battle Rage in here. Oh, there's
right
one.
there.
Right there it is. One of... Wow, I was like, he's playing a Battle Rage? Yeah, he is. One of Battle Rage. Heads up from Flo. It's an open deck list format, so they can more carefully and better craft plans.
Yeah, there's that 1 damage. There's no it's irrelevant. There's no reason to do that 1 damage, so might as well make sure that, you know, Amnesiac doesn't get that draw if he does have Battle Rage, because that gets him closer to the taunt minions.
And see, he's reaching this polymorph. His focus.
I like it.
His focus.
Don't let him draw.
Stopping the card draw. Dead in its tracks.
Gripping it. Like death grip.
That's funny.
Yeah, see?
Flo is a genius.
I mean, everyone was looking at like, why wouldn't you ping there? It's that card right there.
I guess my question number 2 is, should he have attacked the Stonehill?
Well, he knew that if Blood Razor came down, or any kind of weapon, it would just put him to exactly the 30 health.
He knows he's going to get damaged at some point.
Exactly.
Okay. Just try and delay it.
Yeah, just try and delay it as long as possible. Make him work for that little bit of damage.
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I'm putting it down so you can pick it up.
Appreciate it.
No props. Dead.
Battle Rage for 2. And it's pretty much going to keep going this way. Amnesiac's looking for taunt and draw until Sulfuros is online. Flo is going to try his absolute desperately hardest to connect with Lich King and Syndragosa.
Not only that, but just try and find the Frost Lich Jaina as quickly as possible.
Now, that's not really something that Big Spellmage does. It doesn't really have card draw in it. It's got a copy of, what is it, Witchwood Piper to draw your lowest cost minion.
Some of the lists in the past have ran Acolyte of Pain and Novice Engineer. I've seen those come into fruition a little bit, but
Raven Familiar.
Most lists, the draw that is in there draws very select cards.
It's like artificial draw.
Artificial draw, exactly. Yeah. You kind of search for the card you specifically want. Witchwood, it's Artificer. The Raven, it's one of the large spells to try and clear the board. But like you said, no inherent draw that just tries to find cards faster like Jaina. Only Jaina was a spell. That'd be pretty good.
That'd be weird.
I know, right?
I wouldn't like that at all.
The transformative spell.
Oh. Just infuses you with power.
Don't be picky.
I'm picky.
I'm picky too.
As picky as I want.
Understandable. Respect.
Phantom Militia is just such a cool card in this deck. Just 3 taunts in 1. You gotta spend a lot of mana, but
you do. But it's so cool. It's another thing that even in matchups where you can mulligan away the quest, if you're ever worried and you get to a game state that you think you might need that quest again, if you ever draw the quest, you can just get it done with Phantom Militia and 1 other taunt. Just hold on to both Phantom Militias, and the quest is done. I think that's really cool as well. Gives more versatility to the option with the quest. Of course, in this matchup, you're keeping the quest every time.
Yeah, this coin here, every process here from Amnesiac has been checking off these secrets. He has plenty of time to make, you know, any sense of tempo sacrifice to figure out what the secret is. And as he hones in, that's really the purpose of that coin. It's the purpose of that Dry Whisker there. Is to, you know, check off explosive runes, check off the mirror entity, check off the counter spell, etc.
Almost wouldn't be surprised to, you know, just see this flame strike here start pushing the damage. Might as well.
It's not very much damage, but it's something. What else is he going to do with that flame
Every
strike?
damage matters, Admirable. Every damage. Whether it's from an Arcane Keysmith or Ascension Shieldmaster. It matters.
And this Sulfuros is about to start getting underway.
It's basically about done at this point. He has enough taunts.
Just got to spend the mana.
Unfortunately for Flo, he has not quite found that Jaina yet.
Does he ever Flame Strike again? I don't think so.
No, I think you gotta put one of these big bad boys online.
Yep, that's a big one.
I mean, this one can find cards like Death Grip that we were mentioning earlier. It was kind of bad in the other matchup, but if it finds Death Grip here, in Flo's mind, maybe he can take that Phantom Militia, try and delay the taunts. But
they look identical. I can't tell the difference.
that is definitely a Death Grip. If it's an Obliterate, I would be fairly shocked, as I need to also get glasses with Lorinda.
They just look exactly the same.
They really don't.
To me. You're telling me what I see?
Yes.
I get it.
You should see Death Grip. Just held out my hand in the Death Grip pose.
Wish y'all could see that.
Death Grip has more purple in it than Obliterate does.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'm going to take a look at that next time I...
When he gets Obliterate off of the Lich King from the follow-up turn, and if this Lich King even lives.
No. That's not happening.
You never know. Maybe Amnesiac
I
plays
know.
the Primordial Drake.
If Amnesiac doesn't kill this Lich King, I'm going to flip out.
I mean, he does have Stonehill Defender. If he didn't have Stonehill Defender, it would make the decision a little bit more awkward because he would want to get that quest done as quickly as possible. Wouldn't be surprised to see Stonehill Defender here, a Power Shield Slam. Could be Spellbender though.
Yeah, I'll rephrase that. If he doesn't attempt to kill the Lich King, I will flip out.
And it is Spellbender.
At least he attempted. Reckless Flurry.
And he did.
Yeah, both of them.
So much respect to that Lich King.
Yeah.
You respect
It's the
your
Lich
kings.
King.
He did stuff in World of Warcraft that I have no clue about, but he did it. So you respect him.
With big threat number 2, I mean, this is pretty much the game plan for Flo. It's create big stuff and hope that
Hope it gets you there.
misses a beat.
I mean, with the
Flame Strike, yeah.
Push of Face can even develop the Artificer on top of it if he wants to. Ping off one of the 0/1s. Get that Legendary Minion. I mean, maybe that Legendary Minion's something phenomenal.
Flo starts sitting up a bit. He goes, wait a minute, maybe this is possible.
Maybe this is my game.
I mean, this is a tough one for sure, but...
Not only that, but if this 8 damage keeps connecting, the rack shots don't go the proper way. Wonder how much he even might value the damage later on. Not even going to ping it off. I like this. Trying to Death Grip the taunts. What do you think's in those 2 Frozen Champions, Admirable? Or what do you want them to be, and what do you think they're going to be?
Nothing. Green skin.
Nothing?
Green skin and Nat Paggle.
I'm feeling a Toki Time Tinker and a Marin the Fox.
Well, what's in the Toki?
I'll leave that up for discovery. It's a Ragnaros, because that'd be very ironic if Amnesiac died to Ragnaros from Toki Time Tinker.
All right, we're in a weird timeline now then.
But it's this one.
That would be a cool timeline.
This timeline's pretty cool. I like this timeline. All right. Let's see what's in the champions. Gonna go ahead and execute that Syndragosa. Doesn't want to take too much more damage because Amnesiac is getting low.
He doesn't want to take any damage, really.
Whoa!
Hey, the green skin! But the Syndragosa's still there. What's in the other 2?
That's where the Toki Time Tinker and the Mare and the Fox come from, and you said green skin.
This is crazy. This is crazy.
That's just so much value. I mean, I feel like you just have to get it down this turn.
Well, Syndragosa is quite good versus Taunt Warrior, not only because of the threat measure, but also because it prompts them to do something else to clear the path for that 8 damage turn after turn. Like, it just prompts Amnesiac to use stuff, and the way that use stuff is going right now is pretty much in Flo's favor.
There's not much stuff to use on Amnesiac's side.
That's why the Sulfuros is so powerful, just turn after turn. That 8 keeps cranking, but you lose you lose your hero power of 2 armor when that happens. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but at a certain point that starts adding up.
I do like this Doomsayer development, recognizing that Flo needs to get rid of the minion that turn so that he can set up for the Sindragosa.
I didn't even realize the cornered sentry with Jaina later on.
That's pretty cool to go. I know exactly what you're talking about. You get the Jaina down online and you go cornered sentry and get off the ping.
There's a lot of stuff that Flo has going for him in this matchup. But my question is, does he have the time for that?
That's one damage.
That's exactly this hit that Amnesiac wanted to see.
Definitely did not want to clear off that Doomsayer.
Flo's got a lot of stuff. Does he have a lot of time?
All right, I think it's Sindragosa time. I'd be surprised to see the ping go face. Exactly. No reason to ping off your own minions. You want them there for those rag shots.
That damage has been... It's going to start adding up at a certain point. Still some armor gas in the tank for Amnesiac, of course. The Dry Whisker, Shield Block, etc.
But doesn't have much removal besides the Warpath. The Warpath can answer the Sindragosa if he decides to take the face damage, but I don't know if he wants... I mean, Big Mage doesn't have much burst.
This is one of the rare spots where you're pretty happy to hit a minion with the Ragnar's hero power. It's
just not one of the 0 ones.
Oftentimes, some of the most successful players historically I've seen with Taunt Warrior, what they do is they try to preserve a lot of their removal until they get the quest online. And then once they have enough health to really sustain a little bit of the burst in the opponent, that's when they start using their executes, their shield slams, their brawls, and they try to point that 8 damage to face turn after turn and just end the game as quickly as possible. A lot of players, they focused on the idea that this 8 damage turn after turn, it's a free card basically because it'll kill a minion. But that extends the amount of time it takes to kill them, and when your opponents have a lot of stuff, that just doesn't work very well.
Grumble could bounce back the Sindragosa. Oh, it didn't live.
Darius Crowley, though, off of one of those...
It's a pretty powerful minion.
Reasonable sized threat, but
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see Darius Crowley drain skin, try and put things on the board and start going.
Yeah, I mean that's the way that you can fend off Taunt Warriors. You know, turn by turn, you play 2 things, and eventually one of them lives, and you get to compound that issue. You know, at some point 2 of them live, and your opponent's under threat.
That's got to be the play.
It's got a lot of stuff to work with. I mean, it's not really good stuff, but it's stuff.
I think your flow here, you just have to play the minions out and get them on the board. Maybe even hope one of the first hero powers goes face. That way you can try and push some damage. Maybe grumble them back along with other things.
That did not feel like 70 seconds or whatever it is. Ah, this is clever. This is cool. 2 things out, you mitigate the cornered sentry.
It also kind of baits removal from Amnesiac.
Yeah, use the weaker stuff first.
Exactly. This is one of the weaker boards that Flo can create in the future turns.
Starting to look weak.
Amnesiac going with the hero power first. Sniping the Baron Geddon. Allow him to get down that Orrery Dire Horn without any contention.
You know, half of Flo's deck is removal, the other half is some stuff. Starting to draw the removal. 1 damage a turn is not really much progress.
It's not much. Can go ahead and ping off the Divine Shield, play the Meteor, maybe get Doomsayer down in hopes to try and get the minions down onto an open board for the following turn.
I mean, what minions is Amnesiac going to play, though? I mean, you have a ton of stuff. I mean, he's playing this in hopes that he can more often absorb 8 damage, it feels like.
I think so as well.
Yeah. This is just not a very fun play to make if you're Flo. You're just like... You're like, all these are just bad right now.
I think Flo's chance, though, is hoping Amnesiac doesn't get any pressure onto the board. And then by doing that, can then put his own board down and hope, you know, maybe he gets really low on life but the minions can start carrying him because he never really wants to play these minions into a board.
Oh, look at that result too.
That was good. I think that was good for Amnesiac because now he can just play the Serenite Chain Gang alongside with it.
Yeah.
These Ragnaros shots have been going pretty well for Amnesiac so far.
Yeah, you know.
But then again,
on
there's
that
not
one-
many targets to hit.
On that one, I think he would have liked the 8 to face there.
I don't know about that.
8's a lot. You're really underestimating how much 8 damage is.
I am, but you know Flo has 3 legendary minions in his hand. They could be pretty scary. You at least want some kind of board to help contest.
Now he knows he's got 1 left. I feel lost. I don't know what the process is here. You know, Amnesiac he's got to worry about how much stuff that Flo has. He doesn't want to expend this brawl. Dragon Caller Alana's in the deck somewhere. Now the spell count is at 2 right now?
Yeah, it's not that high, so Dragon Caller
3,
Alana's
Meteor.
not...
Meteor's been played as well.
Right, Dragon Caller Alana's not that powerful, but ooh.
That's not necessarily a bad thing, though. You know,
No.
I mean, Flo, he's going to have still a little bit of trouble, you know, actually pushing through this. And again, that 8 damage, it adds up extremely quick. I honestly think that shot for Amnesiac is a bit of a blessing in disguise.
I think so as well. He does have a cute play where he can grumble back some of these minions, get them back after taking some value trades and then replay them. I think Flo is going to need to draw Dragoncaller Alana quickly and then hope Amnesiac plays the brawl. I think that's one of the ways yoitsflo can win this game.
The grumble is quite interesting here, but I think Flo's just going to take this time to slow down a bit.
I think so as well.
Ping off this board, look for a back-to-back AoE turn on some stuff. Push some damage.
Oh, but now Amnesiac has 2 brawls. He does have Cornered Sentry Brawl hero power.
Man, I didn't realize how good Darius was against this deck.
Just keeps going up and
Yeah.
up. I would not be surprised to see,
Oh, yeah.
Yep, go ahead and brawl it up.
Well, sometimes this does end poorly.
A lot of times it ends poorly for Flo. And a lot of times a Raptor gets 8 damage to the face. Oh no.
Raptor.
Oh no. That's why they're extinct. Oh, but there's a Frostlich Chain off the top.
It
That's
helps.
just what Flo needed. He needed some kind of help here.
Yeah, but this just not... Like, which one of these hero powers wins? Well, it's the one that deals 8.
Okay,
Deal
you
8's
are
a
right.
lot more.
You are right. Dealing 8 damage is a lot more than dealing 1. I will agree with you on that. 8 does not equal 1.
And the Baron's been expended? Like, where...
But Water Ellie's... It's pretty cool.
What now?
Yeah, just hit the button.
Oh,
Sure.
why not? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, just see Flo keep playing minions over and over.
Yeah.
Might as well. Got to keep it up.
It is you, Skulking Geist. Go take 8 for me.
I choose you, Skulking Geist. Get in there. Take
You-
one for the team.
Gluttonous Ooze, take 8 for me.
Oh, okay.
Same thing.
some more life gain.
It is life gain, but it's take 8 for me as well.
That is true.
And Amnesiac, suddenly the Warpath is looking pretty threatening here too. If Flo doesn't have a lot on board, or it's just little stuff, Warpath starts clearing out, and the 8 starts to connect again. Flo's in trouble.
He is, but he's going to try to find a way to... He really wants to make a water elemental this turn, but I'm not quite seeing the math to add up for it. He would have to
Flame Strikes are gone,
roll
so
both Flame Strikes gone?
yeah, both
That's
are
right.
gone.
So what is this guaranteed to hit? Is it guaranteed
Polymorph?
to hit Polymorph?
Not guaranteed to hit Polymorph. I don't
There's still a
think.
Blizzard left and a
Still
Meteor.
No, he just used a Blizzard. He's used 1 Meteor, so there's 1 Meteor
Yes.
and 1 Polymorph because he polyed an
He
Acolyte
polyed an
earlier.
Acolyte of Pain. So yeah. He could trade, go for the Dragon's Fury, hope to roll that Polymorph, hit the ping in, get the extra minion. Looks like he's just going to try and put things in the way.
Big stuff.
Oh, I forgot. That has lifesteal. That's an elemental.
Oh.
If that ever connects, that soaks a hero power.
Yeah, that's good.
So if Amnesiac's hero powers keep going face and he cannot answer this Grumble, that's effectively healing a hero power every turn.
I wonder if that was like actively in Flo's mind, or if he kind of realized it, you know, recently. Like I wasn't thinking that at all.
I wasn't thinking that at all either. That's sweet. That gives Flo a chance in this game. He's gonna need to get a little lucky, but that gives him a real chance.
Oh boy. That means the gates are open somewhat, but he wins the brawl, and that's 8 connection on Flo. He's down to 5. He's got to do something this turn, or he is just donezo.
He is. I wouldn't be surprised, you know, just see.
I don't think he's got it here. I mean, the Warpath honestly gives Amnesiac the liberty to use that brawl too. The Dragon Caller line is checked by the Warpath, just 5 of them in a row.
You're right.
So I'm not really seeing the pieces putting together here. He can't take another shot without gaining armor.
Is there any large elemental with taunt? Not that I'm thinking of.
2/6 survives some stuff though, so you go take a hit for me.
Keep getting in there. It's like a really bad game of dodgeball. Just keep putting players in just to die.
Yeah, Skulking Guy's pretty much the last pick in that dodgeball game.
He's the ringer.
Shield Slam. I mean, this is down to a 50-50 if Amnesiac wants it. Shot to face or shot to the Stonehill. Starting to run out of cards. I mean, that is a relevant thing that's happening too. Is Amnesiac, he drew quite a number of cards this game. The fatigue can set in, but it's a pretty minor clock overall.
I think Amnesiac wants to go for the 50-50 here. Can even play the Tar Lord alongside it. So I don't see any reason not to go for that play.
Oh, we're still looking at Voodoo Dolls in the deck?
I mean, you are, but I think you need to play that minion. I don't see any reason not to.
I mean, you definitely want the Arcane Artificer God. That thing's so scary. So weird.
It is. You know, that's the most intimidating 1-mana 1/2 I've ever seen in my life, besides Firefly.
I was going to say, you didn't see Undertaker. Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, I was not around
Whoa.
for that. I've heard myths and legends of that card.
Yeah, they're all true.
Raven Familiar draws. I believe it can draw Polymorph. Polymorph or Meteor.
It's, you know, Polly's is just not doing anything right now.
Makes a water elemental.
It's true. That's something.
Starts getting stuff on board. I wouldn't be opposed to see, you know, Raven Familiar, draw it, make the water elemental. Now, if he draws Meteor, he can't make it either way. But at least he addresses the board.
Meteor, Raven Familiar, Penguin, Raven Familiar. Take a shot to the face. That's about it.
That's some very
That's not a very good outcome.
convoluted lines of play.
And it's not a very strong, outcome of the course of those 2 turns.
Definitely think you got to go for the Raven here. Don't quite see with the double Dragon Sphere. Maybe he's thinking to try and clear the board, take the 8 this turn to load up as wide as possible, but that's very scary.
It's like at some point the Dragon Spheres aren't going to be live anymore.
There's the Meteor.
Penguin face, he's going for the clock.
Amnesiac is down to his last card.
Oh boy, that's a good one.
Guarantees
That's
they
a
damage
really
face.
good one. Flo's got the ooze for it, so
Does give him a little bit of armor.
11 up to 13. Now it's still 2 shots.
What now?
That Stegodondo does survive the Warpaths.
I'm pretty surprised it's this close, honestly.
Me too. I wasn't
Amnesiac-
expecting it.
I thought Amnesiac was going to pretty much just run away with this one, but Flo has managed to just keep cranking out pressure.
Another thing is, if Amnesiac ever develops that Tar Creeper, Flo knows his last spell in the deck is Polymorph. That guarantees a water elemental.
It's True story.
This is down to the wire, Admirable. I feel like you have to guarantee this Hero Power Faces turn.
I think he's thinking through like whether or not Tar Creeper's ever worth it.
He's gonna play it.
Down to 3. It put as much stuff out as you can. Hope.
I mean, if Polymorph is the last spell like we think it is, I would love to see. He needs to make a Water Elemental this turn, no matter what he does. Because making Water Elementals is going to be the only way he tries to out-heal this. Wouldn't be opposed to, you know, seeing Dragon's Fury, Ping, and then Ooze.
Ooze.
Well, if he does this, he doesn't make a Water
He's
Elemental.
using the Voodoo
But he's going to
Doll.
use the Voodoo Doll, okay.
I mean, Amnesiac's out of stuff. Just
Well, see, I don't know about the Voodoo Doll because technically the Voodoo Doll could soak
yeah,
a weapon hit.
that's a good point.
And now it's down to the rag shots.
Well,
Can't guarantee it.
This is definitely use the Warpath territory, I think, though.
I think so because you don't want that Water Elemental to heal.
Here we go.
It's going to come down.
And Flo's got the smile on his face. He knows that this is the territory it's in.
What's it going to be?
Amnesiac's covering his eyes.
Covering his eyes, going for the shot.
Covering his eyes. Oh! Grindy game. Flo was hanging on by a thread for what felt like about 16 years of Ragnaros shots turn after turn, but you know, even if that Water Elemental takes the shot